Hello guys, welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video, I'm going to show you what settings JL uses in CS2. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. By the way, we are doing free giveaways every month. In these giveaways, you can win various CS2 skins and free CS2 course access passes created by a FACEIT level 10 coach who has experience in high tier CS2 teams. To sign up, simply visit the CS2 Pulse giveaway page and follow the instructions. Link is in the description. And without further ado, let's get straight into it. So firstly, I'm gonna go over JL's video settings, but for the video settings, we do need to keep in mind that there is one setting that you need to paste in your launch options in order to get this aspect ratio that JL uses, because his aspect ratio is set to 5:4, and as you see in a regular game you won't be seeing that. So to do this, you're gonna head to Steam. So when you head into Steam, you have to right click on this Counter-Strike side on the left corner and press properties, and then in these launch options, whatever launch options you have, it doesn't really matter, but you have to add this setting, which is gonna be width 12:80 and height 10:24. This is going to be an aspect ratio of 5:4, and this is going to be the resolution that JL uses in game. So once you paste it in, you can instantly close it, and then you need to end your game and then instantly restart the game and enter back into it, and then I will see you once I load into CS. Now as you see, I'm in CS2, but I'm on stretch resolution because automatically whenever you paste it into the console, it will automatically say you this resolution. So if we go from the top, it says display mode on full screen, aspect ratio is set to 4:3. However, the aspect ratio originally is set to 5:4 because the resolution is a bit higher in pixel rate, and it shows 4:3 even though it is 5:4. So this is gonna be what aspect ratio and what resolution JL uses. And without that, you also use the refresh rate of the max option that you possibly can in JL settings, and his brightness is also set to 93. So I went back to my native res for now, but now let's move on to the advanced video settings. So JL has his boost player contrast set to disabled, his VSync is set to disabled, his NVIDIA G-Sync is automatically disabled, his NVIDIA Reflex Low Latency is enabled, max FPS in game is set to 503 for some reason. I don't know if it's a specific number for him. The max FPS in menus for him is unknown, even though you really don't need to know a specific amount of FPS in menus. You can set it to 200, it's pretty much gonna be the best option for you. And when it comes to multi-sampling anti-aliasing mode, it's set to 2x MSAA, global shadow quality set to high, dynamic shadow set to all, model texture detail set to medium, texture filtering mode set to anisotropic 2x, shader detail set to low, particle detail set to low, ambient occlusion set to medium, high dynamic range set to quality, and fidelity FX super resolution is set to disabled highest quality. Now let's move on to the keyboard and mouse settings. For the DPI of JL in his mouse, he has it set to 800 DPI. Then his sensitivity in game is set to 1. His zoom sensitivity is also set to 1. His eDPI is set to 800, and his window sensitivity is set to 6. Moving on to JL's crosshair settings. So if we head here to the crosshair settings, this is going to be what JL's crosshair looks like, this slight small plus with the dot in the middle. So if you want to paste in this code, here's the code. You will find the link is going to be in the description as well, and you can also copy it manually if you want, but with the import mode it's just way faster for me. So let's check out the crosshair in game. So this is what JL's crosshair looks like in game. It's relatively small compared to the other pro players' crosshairs. It's going to be one of the smallest that a pro uses, and this crosshair is very good for just simply playing really aggressive with the rifler. Since JL is a rifler, this crosshair is ideal for him, and the color of the crosshair is also very nice. It's cyan with a mix of green, so it won't blend in with any of the maps. For example, any maps like Ancient or Nuke, which are themed towards the blue and the green side. And this crosshair is also very good simply because it leaves this slight gap, and it makes it way easier for you to aim at opponents' heads. However, one downfall to this crosshair that I see is if you're gonna be a beginner, this crosshair is relatively really small, and for beginners it might be really difficult to, like, for example, memorize this crosshair in certain positions. For example, if you're staring in brighter spots, you see the crosshair slightly blends into the themes, but this is only Vertigo, but there are several maps that also are like this, so definitely keep in mind for that if you're going to be a beginner playing with this Crosshair. If you want to, I suggest changing the size to a bit of a larger if you're going to be a beginner, just in case, so you see the Crosshair more commonly, and it should be a bit thicker for you as well, so you can definitely modify this Crosshair. But if you are a better player and a more advanced one, this is going to be one of the better Crosshairs that you can use for rifling and playing aggressive in general. Now when it comes to JL's view model, you can paste this in the console. This is going to be his view model. I've already pasted it in, and as you see, it is a bit longer. You can see a bit more of the weapon, and it reminds you more of the native res, even though I am on the native res right now. But when you're going to be in stretch mode, your arm is going to be sticking out a bit more compared to the other players' view models, because in the original view models that pros mostly use, the weapon is a bit closer to their screen. But this is also a very good option simply because the weapon is shifted slightly to the right compared to the default settings in CS2, but this is just going to be a preference for JL. This is going to be what view model he uses, and it's definitely a really good view model, so I definitely recommend you use it as well if you want to. And now let's go to the HUD settings. So if we go to the HUD settings, JL uses the HUD scale set to 1 and his HUD color is set to aqua, so in game it looks something like this. As you see, the HUD is just colored aqua. Nico uses these settings as well. The view model is just fairly simple, and it's just a preference for JL. He likes this color, so he definitely uses this one. You can do it as well. And finally, let's move on to the radar settings. So JL's radar centers the player is set to yes, radar is rotating set to yes, toggle square shape with scoreboard is also set to yes, and then his radar HUD size is set to 1, and the radar map zoom is set to 0.4. so in game it looks something like this. You can pretty much see the entire map when you're in Vertigo, but you're gonna be in the bigger map, so you won't see the map fully, but you will see a huge chunk of it. So it's very effective for players who really like to look at the radar and know the specific positions of where opponents and your teammates are, because if you use a slightly larger minimap zoom, then you might not see the full location of your teammates, but with this you can definitely spot a lot more of the positions where your teammates are playing at. If you want to check out or copy any pro player settings, you can visit the CS2 Pulse Pro settings page, where you can find a variety of pro player settings. You can even check out what setups they use and what skins they use in game. Link is in the description. Thank you everyone for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed. These were the settings JL uses in CS2. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe and comment down in the comments below on what you want us to do next, and I'll see you in the next video.